So, Ray, tell us about this anime, because I had not heard of this before.
Right, well, I hadn't heard of it before either. It's called Towa no Quon. Now, it's made in 2011, and it's a Japanese animated supernatural film series consisting of 6 films. It's set in a futuristic Tokyo where unique human beings who have awakened distinct powers are being hunted by a secret organization named Custos. Known as Attractors, these exceptional humans are joining forces to defend themselves. They are led by a boy named Quon, or Quon, an idealist who is determined to save all the Attractors he can. It was directed by Umanosuke Leader, also known as Tsutomu Leader. Leader sadly passed away in 2010. Now, for those of you who don't know, he had a huge career in anime, spanning over 20 years with titles such as Devilman, Mobile Suit Gundam, Hellsing, and Tideline Blue, just to name a few under his belt. Now, the animation studio behind Towa no Quon is called Bones. These guys were established, founded in 1998, but even in the last decade, they've got a huge amount of titles under their umbrella. They're very reputable. I won't go through all of them, but if you are interested and want to check out something, maybe a bit stuck for something to watch, look up these guys, have a look at their list, and pull out a few titles because they got more than enough to choose from.
Yeah. Cool. So what did you think of this animation though, Ray?
Oh, well, I thought it was actually pretty good. It's a blend of CGI and 2D animation. Now, there's lots of good ideas going into the choreography, which I think is a great credit to Leader and his art direction. Some of the character powers are cool. Yuri's super speed, Kiri's healing voice, Takao's teleportation. Look, they're nothing new, but what I like is that they're not amazing superheroes. These guys are rather normal people with just a single ability, and often they need to work together to overcome their foe.
I like some of the other characters as well. The telepathic Tay, she's just absolutely lovely.
She is.
And Mew, who can communicate to animals, just too cute for words.
Yeah.
Just too cute.
Well, yeah, it's not that the characters aren't interesting as much as I thought that some of them lacked a little luster design-wise. That's just my opinion, but even our main man, Quon, is nothing like an Edward from Full Metal Alchemist, for example. There's nothing really striking about him, and his alternate being once awakened, well, kind of looks like a strange sea creature to me. I mean, it's amazing what he can do to, manipulate water and metal and even regenerate, but at times I felt it a bit hard to take him seriously as a, awesome, cool hero. But, who's to say that they can't break the mold, right?
Why not? Yeah. I think the animation of the city was really lovely as well, especially down by the river with the cherry blossoms, and it's a thing with me, animated water needs to look good. If it looks bad, it's just really awful. But in this, it's really beautiful. I thought all of those scenes down there were really lovely.
Yeah.
When you went into kind of the city proper, it got a bit confusing. Geography-wise, I was a bit kind of, this doesn't make sense. It still looked good though.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's odd, this world that they've created. The whole thing feels very X-Men to me, actually. The Attractors or mutants being hunted by other super beings who are very robot-like. I feel like the safe haven these Attractors set up for themselves, the Phantasium Garden on the other hand, is reminiscent of some kind of Eden, which is very nice and comforting.
Yeah.
And this area seems to be open to the public too, but there is some kind of ward that prevents these Custos from detecting these Attractors there when they are there, seeking refuge. But I didn't know about any of this until partway through the second film, which kind of leads me to my next point about exposition. Now, I know they're trying to integrate it into the story gradually, but it just feels a little fragmented to me. And, it felt a bit frustrating. I understand it's 6 films and they're trying to tell the one whole story, but I don't know, it feels like they're stretching out all this information and then drip feeding it in at various points to make it feel like revelatory plot points, but they're not. It's just information that you've been waiting for, you've been thirsting for the whole time. So you can find yourself being a bit perplexed early on.
Yeah, it can be a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Did you see the original version or did you see the dubbed version?
I saw the original for the whole 6 and then went back and saw the dub's first film, and I've got to say that it's very good. It's one of the better dubbed versions out there. So if that's the way you like to watch your anime, then you're not going to be disappointed. There's rich characterization and good depth and range of voice across both. So take your pick.
Yeah, cool. So what did you think overall of the whole thing?
Well, look, I thought it was enjoyable to sit through. It's very interesting. One of the greatest things is the mystery of it. Even though those lagging plot points, maybe they kind of add to that mystery element as well. But finding out about these organizations, how long that they've been at war together, and these guys called the Others, this 100 kings who, how do they integrate into the society and rule over the Kustos, and also the characters as well. Like Quon has a very interesting story that's slowly unfolds, and that kind of adds to the intrigue, and it permeates just a greater sense of interest and excitement across the thing. Plus, what I really liked about it was the action, and that's something that I always, it's a must-have from me in any anime. There's some really neat ideas produced, and the battles are never the same. It's quick, and it's smooth, and inventive. Overall, though, I'd have liked it to have been a little bit tighter, and I mean editing-wise. It could have been 5 films instead of 6 films. Sometimes the information is repeated unnecessarily, like the Kustos preparing for battle. Other times we're even thrust into a scene with a completely different character, right? Which is fine, but it has no clear link between the two. It's on a completely different tangent and story, and it has, not much to do with, the films that preceded it. So that can sometimes feel a little irrelevant. On the other hand, some of these interesting threads that are feeding in, they build to quite a climactic and satisfying conclusion. But it's not enough to push me over the edge. I really enjoyed films 3 and 6. Okay. But I'm gonna have to step back and give this one a borrow.
Nice. I did enjoy it as well. Overall, I thought it was really quite interesting. I loved the attractors. I always find that kind of thing quite interesting. Yeah. And like you said, the conspiracy that kind of runs through, and who are those guys, and how are they connected to those guys? I love that kind of stuff. I like wrapping my head around that. The animation I thought was really lovely. Like I said, the water was beautiful. The characters I thought were really lovely. Yes, they were quite stereotypical sometimes, but it didn't bother me quite so much. No. I think because I got involved with them a little bit, so that was pretty cool. I like the fact that you can sit and watch the whole lot if you want. A day sitting watching anime, amazing. Or you can spread it over a few weeks and kind of see one a week and drip feed it. But the same kind of things annoyed me as well. Sometimes it felt a little disjointed. Sometimes it felt a little irrelevant. Some of the information. So like you, I'm gonna give this one a borrow. It's definitely worthwhile a check out if you like this kind of thing. But it wasn't quite.
Didn't quite get there.
Didn't quite get there, but that's cool anyway.
Like my horse at the Melbourne Cup didn't quite get there.
Sorry, Ray.
It's alright. I can still eat.